Yes, Mr. Chaskalson.
Witness F, we were talking about the close quarter combat weapons deal that was being proposed to you when we left.
Mr. Ngwato, I see that you have shared your jacket.
Sorry, Commissioner, it's just your sorry.
At least you should have said something.
Commissioner?
I'm saying at least you should have said something to us.
No, sorry, I apologize because I was outside and I just came in and said, and it just completely slipped my mind. Apologize.
So you were asking to...
May I, Commissioner, if you don't mind? It's extremely hard.
That's in order. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were talking about the close quarter combat arms deal. You said at 11:37 that you need to see and test. What did you have in mind by that?
I wanted to see the said firearm and test if they are worth of use for a dedicated sports shooting.
And did you ever get an opportunity to test them?
No, I did not.
And now, when you wanted to see and test them, what did you have in mind? That you would look for a buyer?
I don't know how to answer that, but let me put it in this fashion. I wanted to see and test. It was a two-way thing. Even when I present it to people, I must have that knowledge on how does it work, how does it perform. That is the reason I said I wanted to test and see.
Now, what is the market for a close quarter combat 12-gauge modified shotgun? Who buys these types of weapons?
I'm not sure, Commissioners, if I understand that question.
Well, if you wanted to see and test, that was presumably with a view to being able to tell a potential buyer what you thought of the weapons. I'm interested in knowing who potential buyers were.
Myself, for one, as you see there in 702, he sent me the quotation. On each firearm is 15,500 if you buy 10. So I was looking at in that fashion. Not per se that I had a buyer or I was doing marketing for him.
But the question that you were being asked was whether you had a market for these.
I don't have a market.
You don't have a market. That isn't what you answered. Your answer was, I need to see and test.
That's correct.
When you were being asked whether you had a market, why didn't you just say, no, I don't have a market, but I may be interested in buying one of these weapons myself?
When I was asked by who, Commissioners?
By the person who saved in your phone as Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President. If you look at 113639. Hey, brother, do you have a market for a compact close quarter combat 12-gauge shotgun manufactured in South Africa?
So at that time, I felt that to answer him the way I did, commissioners.
And why would you be interested in a close quarter combat 12 gauge shotgun? Is this a sports weapon of the sort that you are familiar with?
That's correct, Commissioner. Not that I was per se interested. He's the one who sent it to me. And then I comment that can I see and test? Because of obviously when you see the gun, it looks very, very, very beautiful. So I thought to myself, if maybe I could have one like that. That was me telling myself. I did not even tell that to him. So that's my answer.
So you weren't thinking of selling on in any large quantities to anybody else?
Can you repeat that question?
So if I understand your most recent answer, it suggests that you weren't interested in selling these units on to a different buyer. Or were you?
I was never interested on selling these guns to any buyer, as I'm not qualified to sell quantity or guns to anyone. I was entertaining. Can I finish, Commissioner? I was entertaining this Mabuza guy because he sent that to me.
All right. I am going to leave this weapons deal topic and move to a separate set of chats with the Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President, WhatsApp person. And for this, I'd like you to go
Before you do that, Mr. Chaskalson, if I may. Witness F, did I hear you correctly earlier before we broke for lunch to have said about these firearms, to have said they wanted to import the firearms to South Africa? Did I hear that part of your evidence correctly?
That's correct.
Okay. In that, who is they that you are referring to? You are contacted by Mr. Sibiya Mabuza, and then you say your explanation is they wanted to import. Who are they?
I was referring to Sibiya Mabuza when I say they, because I know that he's a businessman. Obviously, he's not alone. So that's why I was saying they.
So he's a businessman in the business of selling guns.
No, Commissioner.
Why do you say he's a businessman and obviously you knew he wasn't alone? Who is he in business with that you would have...
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Let me finish. Let me finish, Witness F. You say they, and you've explained that they is Mr. Mabuza and business because you know he's a business person. You know him to be in business with whom that you would have thought they were seeking to import these guns?
I don't know, Commissioner.
What don't you...
just approve.
Sorry, what don't you know?
I don't know of whom is he with in the said business, but I know that he's in business of supplying not guns to my knowledge, but other things.
Okay. When you're a police officer, is Mr. Mabuza in the business? And I think I've asked you this. Maybe answer so that I can follow up with my next question. Do you know him to be in the business of selling guns?
No, I don't know him like that.
So you are approached by a civilian who wants to sell up to 750 units of guns, and he speaks to you. Somehow he's got the confidence to speak to a police officer about selling guns when he's not in the registered business of selling guns, and you just want to test. You didn't do anything about it. You didn't say, but this is breaking the law. Why is that you don't see this as someone who's breaking the law and then you need to act about it?
According to me and my understanding, in terms of the illegal firearms, there is no way that if those guns were illegal, he could sell each gun by 15,500. Because if it's in the shop, it's 15,000 or 13,000. It differs on the brand of a particular firearm. The reason I came to the conclusion that he might have got them somewhere or bought them somewhere in bulk. He wants to sell them or to venture into business of some sort. But I did not verify with him because I did not see a point to verify him. I assumed at that particular time that he was trying to venture into another business.
The business of selling 750 guns, and you, a police officer, didn't see a problem with that. All you wanted to do was let me test them.
That's correct, commissioners.
And that you... Yes, carry on.
Can I?
Yes, carry on.
Okay. Not that I did not tell or try to inquire further. As someone who's in business at his caliber and level, I just assume that he's venturing into that. I did not ignore that because I'm a police official, or I did not ignore that at all. I just assume that because he's a businessman, he's venturing into something.
Did you report this to the police afterwards? So that there could be a proper investigation whether he's breaking the law or not?
I did not, Commissioner.
Okay. Did you maybe not report it, or did you maybe respond the way you do that I need to see and test, because you knew exactly what was happening, that this is just a gun selling, unlawful gun selling venture, and you were comfortable with being part of it. All you needed to do was test them.
I disagree with your version, Commissioner. I did not know that it was illegal gun selling. The person is live. He can be called and come and testify on whether these guns were illegal or legal.
Okay.
But best of my ability, it looked legit.
What about it look legit? Yes. Witness F, what is it about this WhatsApp messages? You've got a message that says, hey, brother, do you have a market for a compact CQC, close quarter combat, 12-gauge shotgun manufactured in South Africa? Pick attached. I have access to 750 units in knockdown component form plus spares ready for shipping with matching flashbang ammo. See video at family price. That's the first message you have. Now,
Yes.
you say to us, you thought maybe he wants to venture into something different. So you know he's not in the gun selling business. What did you consider to be lawful about this? As a police officer, I don't ask you as a civilian. I ask you as a police officer who does have a legal duty to act when a crime is committed, an offense is committed in their presence. That's the premise of my question. You have that responsibility. Someone is asking you to find buyers for 750 firearms. I think guns, I don't know the difference between firearms and guns, whether it has anything to do with caliber. But someone is asking you, you know them not to be in the business of gun selling, because I've asked you that question, and your family answer that no, he's not in the business of gun selling, and you thought maybe he's venturing out. Now you have no reason to think and believe that he's got a license to sell this, because you're not telling us that. You have no reason for that. As a police officer, how is it responsible and lawful that you don't act against what is prima facie an offense being committed by asking you to find buyers for guns?
To me, maybe I've applied my mind as a police officer, that knowing that the street value of the particular similar firearm, they go around 2.5, 3,000. So if this one is 15,000, to me it came as a legit deal. And this guy, knowing very well that I'm a law enforcer, he would not have sent me stolen firearms or firearms are to be used to commit some sort of crime, knowing that I'm a police.
All right. Thank you, Witness F. Thank you. You've answered me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we go to page 696 of the same bundle? And there, at 2:06 on 16 January 2024, it's a bit earlier, Comrade Didi Mabuza sends you a message saying, Booty, please don't forgive about me. And I think it's forget about me. Am I correct that it was forget about me?
I'm still checking.
696.
Yes, I see that, Commissioner.
And is that, was it really meant to read, please don't forget about me?
Can you repeat that question, Commissioner?
It says, Booty, please don't forgive about me. Reading it, I think that what he probably meant to say was, please don't forget about me. Or did he mean, did you read that message as meaning, please don't forgive about me?
I can't comment on that message because even myself, I don't understand what he meant by please don't forgive me or please don't forget me. I did not know what he wanted to say.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next text, which is sent the following day at 5:36 p.m. And it sends a screenshot. And the screenshot is in the annexure bundle at page 299.
Yes, I see.
And the screenshot seems to be a screenshot of a message sent by Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President, to Jerry Kazi. And because it's sent...
Sorry, Advocate, we lost you. So give us the page number
at
again.
229 of the annexure bundle. Of the annexure bundle, not the exhibit bundle.
Is that page 229?
I confirm.
Sorry.
It's being plighted, Commissioner, so what you're looking for is a document like that. And so this is a screenshot that was sent to you by the person described as Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President. And it's a screenshot of his conversation with someone who's saved on his phone as Jerry Kazi. Do you know who Jerry Kazi is?
I don't know him.
You don't know him.
Yes.
It says, firstly, the time on the screenshot is 1736. Which is the same time it was sent to you. That will see is reflected on page 696. It says, "Okay, Kazi, this is Jerry Kazi speaking. I've got an issue." There's then a voice note and a voice call. He then shows Jerry Kazi then shows a Teams meeting calendar entry and says, "I have an urgent special exco now at 6. And the person described as Comrade Didi Mabuza says, "You will indicate." Then Jerry Kazi says, "Let's meet 007 tonight after my meeting. It's urgent." And the person described as Comrade Didi Mabuza gives a clenched fist emoji. Now, who's 007?
I don't know him, Commissioner.
I think you do know a witness F. I think you know that it's you.
Commissioners, my name is that one of that one. Not 007. Maybe themselves together, when they are together, they are referring me as 007. But that is not my name.
I know it's not your name, but why would they refer to you as 007, do you think?
I don't know. I would not know. You know, when two people are friends there, they give people's name. I cannot get into that and say it's because of this. I might have maybe PKS, maybe they call me PKS, then I would not entertain that is my name. But I can confirm 00 or 000 is not my name.
What did Mr. Matlala call you on his chats? Do you remember?
He called me what, Commissioner?
What did Mr. Matlala call you on his chats? Do you remember? I mean, if you don't, you just say no.
I don't remember.
What you'll see when, if you look at the chats that were attached to your notices, is that he referred to you as Colonel and then your name, brackets, 00. Does that ring a bell?
I don't know how to answer that.
Do you know what 00 signifies in the James Bond movies?
James Bond, I don't know him. No, I can't comment on that.
You don't know who 007 is?
No, I don't know, Commissioner.
Well, James Bond was 007. But the 00 agents were the agents who had a license to kill.
No, okay, now I know, Commissioner.
All right, let's see what proceeds from this 007 chat. If we go back to page 229 of the annexure bundle, you'll see that the last text from Jerry Cuzzy was, "It's urgent." Now, can you recall what was so urgent that people wanted to see you that night?
Firstly, I would not say they wanted to see me because at that time, my name is not 007. It's that and that. That is my name. So I can now say when they were referring to 007, they were referring to me. So therefore, I cannot know what was that agent in that particular time.
Okay, well, let's look at the second screenshot. You'll see that it was sent to you at 5:57. That appears at page 696 of the main chats. And it appears in the annexure bundle at page 230. And it's essentially the same image, except now there are 3 more messages. After the clenched fist, the person described as Comrade Didi Mabuza says, "Sorted and confirmed." And Jerry Cuzzy says, "Thanks, Cuzzy, 7-ish, right."
I see that, Commissioner.
Let's go back to your text, it's page 696. And after sending you that second screenshot, the sender described as Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President, says, "The pivot, please, next to Palazzo." If you go over the page, and then there's a thumbs up. Why was he giving you these screenshots and these address details for the meeting? What was he expecting of you?
I would not know, Commissioners.
Was he not expecting you to come to the meeting?
I don't know, Commissioners.
Did you go to the meeting?
I can't remember, Commissioners.
Well, maybe let me jog your memory. If you go to 533 of the evidence bundle, you'll see that at 1739, you forwarded that screenshot to someone who is described in your chats as Bra Steve Mswazi, and who we understand to be Mr. Stephen Motsumi. So let me ask you 2 questions. First, is Bra Steve Mswazi Stephen Motsumi? Can you answer that?
Can you repeat that question, Commissioner?
Is the person saved in your phone as Bra Steve brackets Mswazi, Mr. Stephen Motsumi?
That's correct.
And then why did you forward that screenshot from the person described as Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President, to Mr. Motsumi on the 17th of January 2024 at 1739?
I can't remember. To be honest with you, Commissioners, I can't remember why they accidentally sent it.
Well, can I ask you some questions? What is the relationship between the person who is described in your phone as Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President, and Mr. Mutsumi?
They don't have a relationship.
Then why would you be forwarding an invitation to a meeting sent by Comrade Didi Mabuza, Deputy President, to Mr. Mutsumi? Why would you forward the screenshot to him?
I really don't know. That is the reason, if you see here, Commissioners, Stevens Mutumi or Brahar Mutumi never responded.
I see he didn't respond, but my question is really, why did you send it to him?
I don't know. I really can't remember. Maybe, I don't know.
And let me move to another issue that's related, possibly.
Can I perhaps suggest to you, because you don't remember, so we are going to have to make what we do of this evidence that is contained in these chats. Can I propose to you for your comment that you probably sent it to him because you knew he had an interest in this meeting that was being arranged? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense that you would forward an invitation to a meeting. Any comment?
I don't think it will be a good thing to say he had an interest.
Yes.
Because even myself, I can't even remember why exactly did I send this to him.
Yes.
So I can't say now to him he had an interest.
Well, the reason I'm saying probably is because it's otherwise a random discussion about a meeting and a meeting place to meet 007 at 7-ish, right? So it's a message like that. You then forward it to a specific person, Mr. Mutsumi in this case. What I'm putting to you is you didn't do so randomly. There has to be a reason. You may not remember it, but there was a reason when you forwarded this message to him. You didn't send it to just anybody. You didn't send it to General Sibiya, at least not in front what we have in front of us here. You picked a specific person. It has to be that it's because you knew he would have an interest or he has an interest in that meeting. And I'm saying that's what it looks like, if I'm to offer an explanation because you don't remember. Do you have any comment?
I still maintain that I don't remember, Commissioners, with due respect. So wish that I could scratch my head till I remember. I can't remember.
Okay, thank you. Witness F.
Witness F, I'm going to go to a different topic. In your application for a postponement that we heard last week, you said you could only sign the application on 28 January because you weren't available on 27 January as you had to collect a suspect in Venda for Musina case 210/09/2022. The charge was cash in transit. You recall that?
That's correct.
Can you describe to the Commission what this case is about and who the suspects are?
Commissioner, the case is about cash in transit, position of hijacked motor vehicle, position of unlicensed firearms, and ammunition.
And so, am I to understand that this relates to a cash-in-transit robbery with stolen vehicles and unlicensed firearms?
That's correct.
And do you know who the suspects are? Can you recall their names?
Tobile Natoshi, Eric Matele Musa, and Bongani Kumando.
And you've been working on this case for 3.5 years now. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I want to take you to page 184 of the annexure bundle.
That's correct.
And what we see in page 184 of the annexure bundle is a document that you have prepared called Application for Fingerprints Identification as per Musina case 210/09/2022. Hereby apply for investigation of fingerprint comparison investigation as per following bag number, and you give the bag number, PW 4084-1044. Therefore, I request LCRC to investigate further the matters due to appear in the Polokwane High Court on 20 June 2024. I further request that this matter be investigated by Warrant Officer S. Motau, and you give his postal number, as he has previously investigated our cases positively. You make the specific request for Warrant Officer Motau. What previous cases had you worked on with him, and what positive results that he produced?
We worked with Warrant Officer Motau on British American tobacco cases where robberies were made in those vehicles of British American tobacco, and house breaking, even though I can't quite remember the case numbers. So we work with him most on our cases.
And he's given you good results before?
That's correct, Commissioners.
Can we go to the following page in the annexure bundle, page 185? And this, as I understand, is a photograph of that evidence bag that was referred to in your request, and it's actually the fingerprint set for the Musina case.
That's correct.
Can you now go to page 556 of the evidence bundle?
Not 500.
56. And you recall that that application that you made was on the 7th of June. What we see at page 556 is that on the 14th of June at 9:43, you forwarded 2 photographs to Mr. Motsumi.
That's correct.
One was the application for the fingerprint identification to be assigned to to Warrant Officer Motau, and the second was a picture of the fingerprint set itself. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Why did you forward these police documents to Mr. Motsumi?
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. On that particular day or on that week, let me bring this to the attention of the Commissioners. I am a biker, a motorcycle rider. Mr. Motsumi is a motorcycle rider. I am his mentor. He's my mentee. As a result, Mr. Motsumi, I was supposed to ride with him to a breakfast ride that weekend to Hartebees. So he kept on phoning and pestering me. Then I had to tell him that I'm under pressure. I'm working on this matter. This is how I sent him the photos, because of according to me, he did not believe me that I was working on a serious matter. So therefore, I could not come to him. So I had to send a proof to him that I was busy with something.
So you're saying that you showed Mr. Mutsumi the identity of the police officer who was going to do the fingerprint comparison and the fingerprint set itself just to persuade him that you couldn't go on a breakfast ride on the weekend?
That's correct, Commissioners.
Witness F, I'm having difficulty believing that answer. But let me take you to the next question. What did Warrant Officer Sydney Motau ultimately report?
I think the results were negative, but the report is inside the docket. The docket is in High Court, Polokwane, as we speak. The accused persons are still in custody. But the report of Mr. Motau is inside the said docket. I can refer to it if maybe given a chance. Currently, the docket is in High Court, Limpopo.
You see, Witness F, what we've seen is a draft of a statement from Mr. Motau, Warrant Officer Motau, that says, and I'll quote, "The Scotch tape and black folion were scanned on APHIS and no identifications were made. The black and white folions were sealed and taken to Brits LCRC fingerprints lab for processing, but no fingerprints were found from the exhibits. The exhibits were sealed in bag number PW3000, gives the number, and handed back to yourself for safekeeping on the 8th of July. So what this draft statement that we've seen on your phone says is that on the 16th of July, you forward the details of the fingerprint examiner and the fingerprint bag to Mr. Mutsumi, and this is in respect of a cash in transit case. And on the 8th of July, the person whose details you had forwarded to Mr. Mutsumi reports that there are no fingerprints. Do you want to comment on that?
I don't know, or I don't understand exactly your question in that matter.
Mr. Chancellor, can you please show us the final report by...
I haven't seen the final report. What I've seen is a draft report.
No, the draft you are referring to.
I can. It's not in the bundle, but I can show it. It may be that the witness wants time to consider it. Sorry.
Please talk to your leader.
Not the report. Okay, but somebody needs to, I mean, the witness needs to be able to see it. Can you flight it? It's being flighted now.
Thank you, thank you.
Commissioner.
Yes, Mr. Nwata.
Is the witness going to be asked about a document he has never seen before?
Well, it's not that he's never seen it before, it's that it wasn't in the bundle. But he doesn't need to answer questions on it now. We would just like to display it now.
If you cannot answer, you can address it later, but I don't think anything stops us from having a look at it.
So it's noted that he has never seen it. If it's not in the bundle.
But if he is in a position to answer, he may. If he says he can't, then that may be dealt with at a later stage.
Accepted, Commissioner. I'm just saying that if it's not in the bundle, it simply confirms that he has never seen it because he doesn't have it.
We can't be sure about never having seen it, but not having seen it recently in preparation for the proceedings, that's something else. But whether he never ever saw it at any stage before, we don't know. I don't know, and possibly you don't know either.
Mr. Chaskalson, where do we see that what is on the screen is related to your page 184 and 185? Because there are no, it is redacted to what is on the screen, so there are no obvious identifiers that link the two documents, the three documents.
Chair, Commissioner, what I can confirm to you is that the well, let me check this. Let us come back to this. Let us return these documents. Let us make these documents available, and we will come back. But what you do recall, Witness F, is that the finding that was ultimately made was negative.
I'm not sure, but I think it was negative. I'm subjected to be corrected if that one can be made present in my disposal.
Okay, well, we'll take this forward at a later stage.
Mr. Chaskalson, I would have asked a question relating to the same topic at 556, but if you are coming back to it, can I?
Sorry,
I'm saying this page, these documents at this letter and evidence bag, I was going to ask questions about them, but if you are coming back to the topic, I'm happy.
Commissioner Baloy, I'm happy for you to ask your questions now, but
Okay.
it's not going to interfere with me when I come back.
All right. Witness F, this R. Steve Mswazi, in brackets, is he a member of the SAPS?
He's not, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, if he's not a member of the SAPS, why do you share with him SAPS property, the letter that you wrote requesting that Warrant Officer Mutau be the one responsible for the matter?
Thank you, Commissioner. The reason that I've shared with Brastif, I might have stored him as Bra. As in is a L40s or 50s. To me, that's a fact. So I did not see him as a threat or a problem when I sent him a proof because of he was pestering me. Hey, that is when I said, Baba, relax. This is what I'm dealing with now. So that he must be active to see that I'm not avoiding him. It's the matter of agency everywhere. Secondly, Brastif has no interest in these matters. He does not even know the people who are arrested there. It was just me sending to him and say, Baba, relax. I'm coming. I'm still under pressure. Thank you, Commissioner.
But you see, your answer doesn't square up. Your letter is on the 7th of June, and all it says to somebody on the 7th of June is that you want the fingerprints to be taken. I think that's what it is, to be checked, and then you state who is supposed to do that, and that's on the 7th of June. And then you forward this letter to Steve on the 14th of June. So you forward it 7 days later. It doesn't tell anyone that you are busy with this matter. You've written the letter, you finished. Well, what is he supposed to make of it?
Supposed to make Steve to relax. I was, in a way, assuring him that I can never avoid to come and buy with him, even though I sent it 14 days or 7 days after. He was in that fashion, like, Baba, relax. I'm busy with my work.
No, you're not busy writing the letter on the 14th, Witness F. Please try and think harder about the kind of answer you want to give us. It's false that you sent him a letter dated the 7th on the 14th so that you can show him that you are busy with this matter. That's false. That's not the only matter on your desk for sure. I can suggest that. So it is false, the answer that you are giving us. You have two options. You can rethink your answer or say to me, well, you stand by your answer even though I say it is false. Please don't repeat it. Do you want to say anything?
Commissioner, I'm afraid to say anything because according to me, I'm answering to the best of my ability. Now I'm kind of skeptical to answer to suit a certain narrative or certain direction, not on what really transpired on that particular day.
Okay.
I took an oath to tell nothing but the truth.
Yes.
So that's why I'm trying my level best to tell as it is.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All right. I really would like you to tell nothing but the truth. So far, you're not doing that. But let me ask you my next question. The evidence, I think, is the evidence bag, the one that says Messina case number 2 times fingerprint set. It has no date, so it doesn't say anything about you are busy. We know you are not the one that is going to be checking these fingerprints. Why do you send it? You've sent him the letter, which tells him you are busy. You've written a letter on the 7th, so you are busy. Why do you send him this bag that says, that gives a Messina case number and it says 2 times fingerprint set, and that's all that bag says? Why do you send that?
Commissioners, the bag goes hand in glove with the letter that I've sent. I just sent them 2 cents.
Yes, I'm asking you. I'm asking you, why do you send him the bag? You don't answer and say they go together. Whether or not they go together, you've sent the letter. You've given us your explanation. You wanted to show him that you are busy writing a letter that is dated the 7th. You're busy with a matter. Why do you send the bag which says nothing? On the face of it, it just gives the case number and what's in there. Why do you send this evidence bag to Steve? Witness F, do you have an answer or not to my question?
I'm afraid I would say, Commissioners, I sent the bag with the letter, and it will not sit well with my honorable Commissioner. It will look as if now I'm not telling the truth. but I just send it like that. And now, the evidence back usually, there are no dates. Once you put the letter, the date on a letter, and then you just stapler your so-called or your letter on top of this evidence back when you submit to local criminal center. So, as we're not stapled together, I sent both of them at that time.
Okay. Lastly, are you able to tell us whether or not it is lawful that you share this kind of information with a civilian?
I think the lawful, according to my little knowledge that I have, not that I'm making an excuse, it becomes unlawful when you share information with a civilian who is compromised or who got interest in that particular matter. So to me, at that time, I was just telling Uba, this is what I'm busy with. I did not see it like that.
Okay.
So my answer to the commission, by the time I sent it, there was no any unlawfulness.
Okay. Maybe let me say lastly, I know speaking for myself, but I suspect many South Africans will not sleep easy knowing that police officers share matters, documents that are in dockets, they share them with civilians who have absolutely no interest, according to you, in matters that are under investigation. I just want to make that comment to you, that it is a matter of concern. And I put it to you, it's irregular and unlawful that you would have shared the contents of a police file with a civilian who has, according to you, no interest in the matter. Thank you, Witness F.
Noted, and thank you, Commissioner.
I now want to go onto a different topic involving Mr. Mutsumi. And it's going to involve flipping between a series of chats between yourself and Mr. Mutsumi that start at page 554 and some parallel chats between yourself and General Sibiya that start at page 224. So can I ask you to start at 554, but if you've got a post-it stamp or something that you can just mark that page when I ask you to go back, you keep it marked because we're going to be moving backwards and forwards between these pages.
Our desks are a bit cluttered, so do we need to put some of the files away and focus on one for a moment and then?
I think for now, it will be both exhibit files.
Okay.
Are the ones that we will be going through.
And you referred us to 554 and 22 something.
224
Thank
and
you.
554. And in fact, it's 553 where it starts, not 554. And there you will see that at page 553, Mr. Mutsumi called you at 13:51, so 9 minutes to 2 in the afternoon. If you jump now, I'm sorry, we're talking about the 5th of June, 2024. If you jump now to 224, you'll see that 2 minutes after you got the call from Mr. Motsumi, you sent a message to General Sibiya saying, time for meeting, question mark, question mark. General Sibiya replied to you at 1526 saying, 18 to 1900, I have a meeting at 1930. You responded at 1527 saying, let me forward.
Just bear with us, please.
We are lost, Mr. Chaskalson. 224 is what? Is
It's the same, 224 in the exhibit bundle, not the annexure bundle.
it 224 and 553, you say?
224 and 553 is where we start. So if we can start again at 553. And it may actually be easier just to take out 553 and 554 and to have them in one hand while one looks at 224 and 225 in the file. So 553, and all of this is happening on the 5th of June, 2024. At 1351, Mr. Motsumi calls you, 1351:45. That's the sort of open chat bubble on the left-hand bottom left of 553. Now if we go to 224, we see that at 13:53:26, which is 2 minutes later, you send a text to General Sibiya saying, time for meeting, question mark, question mark. Staying on 224, at 15:26, General Sibiya responds to you and says, 1800 to 1900, I have a meeting at 1930. You say immediately, let me forward to them. Now, who is them who you're going to forward to?
Thank you, Commissioners. Can I not answer that for now? Because I've got an issue here. I can see where it says outgoing and ingoing. I'm making an example. Outgoing, it is me, there in 554. The message reads as follows, still with the National Commissioner. Let's see how it goes. So on the chart, it shows it is me sending that message to Braar Mswazi. And at no cost, I was with the National Commissioner. So I'm bringing this submission that I cannot comment further on this WhatsApp up until the High Court matter is finalized, because I can't answer, because I'm not sure that this message were forwarded to me, or I am the author of such. Like this other message saying, yes, let us see, Sintimule is still representing. I've never been on a meeting with Sintimule, but on the chart, it states that I am the one who sent such message. So I'm making this submission to the Commission that I cannot answer on this one because I'm not clear about them, especially this chart.
Well, I'll take you through the chats. I don't expect you to answer yet. I think that the concern that you're just expressing is one that will go away when we go through the chat slowly, because we'll realize that what you're doing is you're forwarding to Mr. Motsumi messages that you receive from General Sibiya. But we may need to go slowly to show that to you. You say at 1527, let me forward to them. If you go to 553, you see that at 1542, you forward to Mr. Motsumi the message from General Sibiya. 18 to 1900, I have a meeting at 1930. That's the message that General Sibiya sent to you that you're now forwarding to Mr. Motsumi. There are then conversations between yourself.
Sorry, Mr. Shaskarsin. Witness F, just to be sure that you are still with us, do you accept that you wrote the text that says, let me forward to them at page 224? You sent that. There's no question of it having been forwarded or anything like that. It appears to be a text that was written by you. Do you accept that?
Commissioners, my problem is, if I accept this was written by me, then I must also accept that still with the National Commissioner, let's see how it goes. So I'm just humbly asking the Commission, the Honorable Commission, that can I not answer that?
No, respond to this individually. I don't understand when you say, if I accept this one, then I will have to accept another one. Let us focus on this, and you will deal with the other one you are referring to at the stage at which you may have to. Did you or did you not write the one that says, let me forward to them? Earlier, I never understood you not to be accepting that. And by all appearances, you appear to have written this. Nothing seems as if this was forwarded or that you forwarded it. You wrote this, not so.
Commissioners, I'm trying to recall.
What are you trying to recall? Just look at the flow. Nothing appears to have been forwarded. This appears to have been a chat written by you. There's nothing to recall.
No, Commissioner, if you could check there by 553, it also appeared as it is written by me. So that is the reason I'm saying here in 224, I can't quite remember. You see there, Commissioner, in 554?
What are you talking about there?
If we take this sequentially, what we will see is that at 554, what is being forwarded to Mr. Motsumi is 3 texts that General Sibiya has sent to the witness. But we do need to take it sequentially. Maybe the witness should be excused from answering questions until we've seen the whole picture.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
So the picture continues. You said, let me forward to them at page 224 at 1527. And that's exactly what you did. At 1553, at 553, 1542, you forward to Mr. Motsumi the message that General Sibiya has just sent you. 1800 to 1900, I have a meeting at 1930.
Yes.
Then at 1548, this is a few minutes after you've told Mr. Motsumi what General Sibiya's availability is, you have a call with him. If we go back to 224, at 15:49, which is 1 minute later, you tell General Sibiya, 1800, it's confirmed. So if we can just rerun this exchange. You've spoken to Mr. Motsumi. You've then asked General Sibiya for a time for a meeting. He said 1800 to 1900, I have a meeting at 1930. You've said, let me forward to them. You've forwarded it to Mr. Motsumi. You've spoken to Mr. Motsumi, and you've now responded to General Sibiya to say, confirmed for 1800. What then happens is you have two calls on page 224 with General Sibiya, one at 1625 and one at 1641. At 1641:33, General Sibiya sends you a message, still with the National Commissioner, let's see how it goes. Over the page, on 225 at 1642, in other words, a minute later, you say, should I let them know? General Sibiya responds at 1724, yes, but let us see. Sentumule is still presenting. That's 1724 when he sends you that message saying, let them know that I must see how things are going. I'm still with the National Commissioner. General Sentumule is still presenting. So now we've got to go to 554. And what we see at 554 is at 1740, you forward to Mr. Motsume your exchange with General Sibiya. So the message from General Sibiya, which said, still with the National Commissioner, let's see how it goes. Your response, which says, should I let them know? And his response, which says, yes, but let's see, Sentumule is still presenting. So you've taken those three messages that you exchanged with General Sibiya at 1641, 1642, and 1724, and you forwarded them to Mr. Motsumi at 1740. At 1827, you get another message from General Sibiya saying, still here with the National Commissioner. You speak at 1857. At 1858, you get another message, still here with General Sentumule and the National Commission. At 1937, you say to General Sibiya, are you winning? He responds, we just finished now. Are they still there? You say at 1945, yes. General Sibiya says, and you say to General Sibiya, how far? He responds immediately, give me 30 minutes, I'm on my way. Now, what were you organizing a meeting between General Sibiya and Mr. Motsumi about? What were they meeting about?
Now, as you explain like this, I tend to understand it better, Commissioner. I was not arranging the meeting for Mr. Motsumi and General Sibiya. I was passing a message from General Sibiya to Mr. Motsumi, where General Sibiya wanted to meet Mr. Motsumi. When I'm referring to them, It's not them as in them, it's them as an African culture. Ubaba sithi abobaba. That's in English because of in African culture. So them, maybe I just said them because I refer him as abobaba. So that is the reason I was referring to that as them. But I confirm that there was a meeting that was scheduled by General Sibiya to Mr. Mutsumi.
Can I just ask a question, Witness F? You say you were being respectful by referring to one person as them. On page 225, chat number 8. Do you know why General Sibiya would refer to them in plural, as in, are they still there? If it was just one person that you were talking about.
I assume maybe I don't want to comment commissioners on his behalf, but I think maybe he took it from me when I say them, then say are they there? But I don't want to comment on his behalf.
You see, Witness F, these answers have to make sense. That's why you have to read the chats in sequence. And when you read them in sequence, it's quite clear that both of you are referring to multiple people, not a single person. Do you want to comment?
That's correct. That's correct, commissioners. But on a lighter note, the intention there from my side is them. I was referring to Baba Mutsumi. Maybe it was an error on my side, but I thought at that particular time it was the matter of respect. This is what I think it came from that direction, Commissioner. I don't know if maybe my answer.
So, Witness F, who in addition to Mr. Mutsumi was General Sibiya going to meet there?
Can you repeat that question, Commissioner?
Who, other than Mr. Mutsumi, who in addition to Mr. Mutsumi was General Sibiya going to meet at this gathering?
To be honest with you, Commissioner, I don't know, but I can confirm that he was going to meet Mr. Mutsumi.
Were you not present with Mr. Mutsumi where General Sibiya was going to come meet?
No, I was never present with Mr. Mutsumi.
You see, at 1939, General Sibiya says, we just finished now, are they still there? And do you say yes? How did you know they were still there?
Because I was communicating with Mr. Mutsumi.
If we go to your communications with Mr. Mutsumi, remember, the question is asked by General Sibiya at 1939, and you answer at 1945. So it's 1939, 1945. We don't see any communications between yourself and Mr. Mutsumi between 1939 and 1945. Look at page 554.
the reason I'm still eager that I was not there is because of earlier when I communicated with Mr. Mutsumi, I knew that there was no way that you could have moved away from wherever he was before seeing General Sibiya. So I took it from that angle that they are still here or he's still here. But in my statement, I wrote, or in my sentence, I wrote, they are, but he was.
So you're now saying it's only one person who General Sibiya was going to meet?
Commissioners, according to me, at that time, the person that General Sibiya was supposed to meet, it was no one else other than Mr. Mutsumi. So not that I'm changing my statement that there were other people, as it is written there on my chart. The person that I knew, it was only Mr. Mutsumi.
So the only person you knew in that gathering was Mr. Mutsumi, but there would have been other people too?
That one, honestly, I cannot say if there were other people too.
I want to come back to my earlier question. How did you know that they were still there if you weren't with them?
My answer is still that one, that there was no way that maybe they could have, or he could have moved away from where he was.
Why? Where was he?
He was in Bryanston.
At a home? At a restaurant?
I don't know.
How did you know he was in Bryanston?
He told me earlier that he would be in Bryanston.
And why would being in Bryanston mean that he couldn't have moved away?
This is what he told me, that he would not move the whole day.
But we're now past the day. We're at 7:45 at night. How did you know he wouldn't have moved from Bryanston?
My answer is still that, Honorable Commissioner. Mr. is going to be there for the most of the time or the whole thing. That is the reason I came to the conclusion that he was there.
You see, Witness F, I find that a difficult question to accept because your boss, the Deputy National Commissioner of Police, has said to you, essentially, I'm 30 minutes away, I'm about to drive there, are they still there? And you, on an assumption that someone who told you he was going to be in Bryanston wouldn't leave Bryanston because you don't leave Bryanston, would be there. And so your boss should now drive 30 minutes out of his way on the off chance that he will find Mr. Mutsumi still in Bryanston. What's your comment to that?
This is what he said. I can't comment on that.
But you, on your hunch that when Mr. Mutsumi's in Bryanston, he doesn't leave Bryanston, were happy to send your boss off on a 30-minute drive to Bryanston. Is that what you're saying?
I think it will depend on where my boss was at the time that will allow him to drive 30 minutes to where Mr. Mutume was.
You didn't know where your boss was. You asked him how far. He said, give me 30 minutes.
Can you repeat that question?
When you said yes, they're still there, you didn't know where your boss was. You didn't know how long it would take him to get. Because you asked him straight after that, how far? And he said,
Yes.
give me 30 minutes on my way.
That's correct.
So you were telling your boss, at least after he told you, give me 30 minutes, that drive 30 minutes out of your way. I haven't spoken to them. I'm not with them, but I have a hunch that they will still be there in 30 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
I did not know at that time where my boss was. I just received that message from him without 30 minutes.
But you did know by 1946, because he'd said, give me 30 minutes. I'm on my way. So you knew he was 30 minutes away.
Because he told me that.
Yes, but you were happy to let him drive for 30 minutes to Bryanston on your version because you know that Mr. Mutsumi doesn't leave Bryanston when he's there for the day. It just seems strange to me, Witness F. It seems to me that if you weren't with Mr. Mutsumi at the time, you would have called him. And you'd have said, my boss is 30 minutes away. Should I tell him to come, or have you had enough of waiting now? But we don't see anything like that. So we are driven to infer that you were with Mr. Mutsumi.
Commissioners, I will never deny Mr. Mutsumi, nor lie about him, nor his meetings or meeting with Lieutenant General Sibiya. I've got no reason to do that. If I was with Mr. Mutsumi, I would have said it. I was with him on that day. So I'm still repeating, I was not with him that particular time. But Mr. Mutsumi is someone that I oftenly talk to, bike with him, travel with him with the bike. So there is no reason for me to lie that I was with him at that particular day. I'm not hiding it. But on that particular night or day, when he was to meet with General Sibiya, I was not there.
You said meetings with Mr. Mutsumi, then you corrected yourself, meeting.
No. I'm just saying why meeting or meetings, not that there any meeting or that or no. I'm still saying meeting or meetings. I was never part, and there is no way that I can say on that day I was not with Mr. Mutsumi while I was with him. So I was never with him on that day.
How many meetings are you aware of that have taken place between Mr. Mutsumi and General Sibiya?
I can't remember, but as maybe it goes or it comes to that point, I will be able to remember. But for now, I can't say exactly because this is what I remember now. Not that maybe I'm shying away from anything, but as we go on, maybe I'll remember.
You say you can't say exactly. Are we talking about 5 meetings, 10 meetings, 20 meetings? What is your estimate?
I can't remember. I only remember this one for now, Commissioner.
For now, you only remember this one. Maybe we'll refresh your memory a bit later. I want now to move to a meeting.
Before you do that, Mr. Chairperson, Witness F, you say the meeting was in Bryanston. How did you come to know that they were going to meet in Bryanston? Who told you that?
Mr. Mutsumi?
Yes. Why would he tell you where they are meeting if you're not part of the meeting? If all you're doing is passing messages between him and General Sibiya and you're not part of the meeting, why would he tell you he's in Bryanston? The meeting is in Bryanston.
Thank you, Commissioner. I think the reason that Mr. Mutsumi told me is to when General Sibiya comes out from his meeting, I must tell him he must come to Bryanston.
Okay, so sorry, carry on.
Commissioners, I want to bring this to your attention. I've never ever attended any meeting.
No, Witness F. Don't pose your own question and then answer it. I've asked you a specific question. If you are not going to attend this meeting in Bryanston, why would Mr. Mutsumi tell you that the meeting is in Bryanston? Answer my question, please.
To tell General Sibiya to come there. I was never part of the meeting.
All right. So he must have given you the address unless you are telling us that General Sibiya knows the address in Bryanston, knew it already. Which one is it?
I think so, Commissioner.
Okay. So you never had to give General Sibiya the Bryanston address. He knew it already.
I assume, Commissioner.
That must be so. It's not a question of assumption, and it's really simple. Witness F, you don't have to be evasive about it. If you did not tell General Sibiya the address in Bryanston, and yet he knew that the meeting is in Bryanston, and he went there without you giving him the address, he must have already known the address. It's a yes or no answer.
Commissioner, I feel like you are putting me in the corner to answer on behalf of Mr. Sibiya and Mr. Mutsumi now.
No.
I'm trying my best to answer in the best of my ability. Hey, I can't tag myself.
No, Witness F. No, Witness F. You don't get to avoid answering this question. Here are the facts. Let's build it up. You are the go-between, Mr. Mutsumi and General Sibiya, about this meeting. You are passing on messages. You are checking your general. Where are you? How long are you going to be? You're doing that. You tell us that you were not at that meeting, but you also tell us that the meeting was in Bryanston. So someone told General Sibiya where to go in Bryanston. Firstly, that the meeting is in Bryanston and where to go. Was it you that told him?
No, it was not me.
Was it? Let me finish. Was it you that gave General Sibiya the address of where the meeting in Bryanston is going to be, if it was in Bryanston?
It was not me, but I assume General Sibiya.
Okay, no, it wasn't you. My question is, was it you? You say it wasn't you. Now, to go back to, and I take that for what it's worth, to go back to what you said a few steps back. You said in answer to Mr. Cheskalson, you said that you wouldn't deny that you meet with Mr. Mutsumi because you do, but you were not at this meeting. You have no reason not to admit if you were at the meeting. I want to propose to you and put to you why you would want to deny or to avoid us knowing that you were in that meeting, which is what Mr. Cheskalson suggests. You would not want us to know you were in that meeting because you don't want to be asked questions about who else was in the meeting and importantly, what was discussed in the meeting. That's your motive for not wanting to admit that you were in that meeting when Mr. Cheskalson suggests that you were in the meeting. Do you have any comment to that?
Yes, Commissioner, thank you. The level of respect between myself and Mr. Mutsumi and the level of respect between myself and Lieutenant General Sibiya is something else. Under no circumstances I will sit with them in the meeting with them both in that particular meeting. There is no way.
Thank you, Witness F.
No way. I did not sit in the meeting together with them, and I'm not avoiding the question of who or saying who else was in that particular meeting, what else was discussed in the meeting. But I'm there because General Sibiya is to appear. You will have to answer that. What was that meeting?
Yes, you have answered. You have answered me. Thank you.
Can I just clarify one issue, Witness F? It appears from these chats that General Sibiya, although he was in a meeting, he was available because he was able to chat with you and you were able to forward some of the chats. Do you know why Steve was not communicating directly with General Sibiya? Why were they communicating through you, unless you were the meeting organizer and you were part of the meeting?
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioners, I can never be the meeting organizer between General Sibiya and Mr. Mutsumi. And I can never also be part of that particular meeting. And according to me, maybe General Sibiya is used to send me messages to forward them. Sometimes maybe he would say he's in the meeting, not specifically with Mr. Mutsumi. Hey man, I'm in the meeting, I'll give people your numbers, for in case they are looking for me, please reply that message because of the person that I often communicate with. Not that he was communicating with me specifically because of Mutsumi. He has communicated with me with about other generals that I must convey message to. So basically, this is what I was at particular time. Not that I was not in front of that meeting.
Yes, but why are they doing it through you? I mean, he was clearly available. He could received texts from Mr. Mutsumi, why were they doing it through you? Why was it for you, for example, to find out how far he is, how long it will take for him to get to the meeting, and to obviously convey that message to Mr. Mutsumi? Because it looks here like even after General Sibiya had left his meeting, you were still the go-between. I mean, he was not communicating with the person or the people he was meant to meet with. Why were they doing it through you?
Hey, that man, I don't know.
It can only mean you were part of the meeting, Witness F.
No, Commissioner. I was never part of that meeting. I was never. Even General Sibiya will come and explain. I was never even one part of his meetings. Never.
Well, you've said to Commissioner Kumalo that you could never be part of a meeting between Mr. Mutsumi and General Sibiya. Why is that? I mean, assuming they're talking about General Sibiya's work-related matters, why could you never, ever, to use your language, be part of a meeting between the two? Well, what do you know about what they discuss in those meetings that you could never, ever be part of meetings with them?
Okay, maybe it came out of context. I did not mean like that. Never ever. I think I'm shying away from something. I'm talking in level of respect. When your parents talk as a child, you can't sit in and watch them in the eyes. You must give them space. So as a result, I was not part and parcel of that meeting. And to come to the point of the commissioner where she says Sibiya and Mutsumi were discussing his work, I don't even know what were they discussing. So I'm saying in that point, not that I'm shying away from anything. It was just a matter of level of respect. That has got nothing to do with me, because of if they wanted me in, they could have come and joined me. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Chescotson.
Witness F, if we go now to exhibit bundle page 202, there's, do you have page 202?
Yes.
You see it 7 October 2023 at 4:30 in the morning. General Sibiya, 4:30 in the morning.
Yes.
General Sibiya sends you a message. The National Commission of Eswatini just died here at OR Tambo. I'm going there now. You see that?
That's correct.
Now, if you go to page 673, and this is a record of your chats with Mr. Msibi, who's also known as Mswazi. And in fact, you describing. Now, at the top of page 673, you see that at 5 in the morning, you forward General Sibiya's message to Mr. Msibi. The National Commission of Eswatini just died here at OR Tambo. I'm going there now. And then a little later, you send a message to Mr. Msibi, morning, Baba. It was SMS from number 1 this morning. So my question to you is, why did you refer to General Sibiya as number 1 when you communicated with Mr. Msibi?
I refer him like that as number 1.
Sorry, I'm not sure I heard that answer correctly. You referred to him?
As number one.
But why? Why was he number one to you and Mr. Msibi?
I don't know, Commissioner. This is how I refer to him as number one.
And Mr. Msibi knew who you were referring to when you said it's from number one?
I don't think so, because he never responded.
But why would you refer to General Sibiya as number one in a text to Mr. Msibi if you didn't know that Mr. Msibi would know who you were talking about?
I just referred him like that when I forwarded the message to Mr. Msibi.
No, witness F, you knew that Mr. Msibi will understand who you're referring to. You knew that. Let's not reformulate or deny the obvious. You knew that he would understand who you're talking about. Otherwise, we are now in the realm of beyond irrationality, but madness now. If you're just sending texts without any reason to think that the person you're sending it to will know and understand who you are talking about. So you knew that Mr. Msibi, I think it is Mr. Msibi, you knew that he would know who you're referring to when you say number one. And that's it. It's improbable. It's false, in fact, if you say you don't know if he would have known. You're being dishonest in your evidence. And I think it's fair to put that to you, that you're being dishonest when you say you didn't know if Mr. Msibi would know that you are referring to General Sibiya. That's one. And then I have a question. Why would you tell Mr. Msibi that where General Sibiya is going, General Sibiya's movements?
Thank you, Commissioners. I was not specifically telling Mr. Msibi about Mr. Sibiya's movement. I was informing him about someone that died at Eswatini because he's got a relationship with the kingdom of Eswatini. And I was telling him on those bases, this is what happened in Eswatini. Not that I was giving General Sibiya's information to Mr. Msibi. And then I further elaborated to him that I got that from number one.
And why did you think Mr. Msibi would be interested in this information? That your superior, General Sibiya, shares with you, he's a subordinate in a work context. He shares with you this information because he's going there not because he's a friend of the National Commission of Eswatini. He goes there because he's the Deputy National Commissioner. So he goes to the airport and then he tells you not because you are his friend, he tells you because you are his subordinate. Why would you share that information with a civilian? And why would you believe that the civilian has an interest in this topic?
I think, Commissioners, knowing that Mr. Msibi is the person that frequents mostly in Eswatini, and he's got businesses at Eswatini, and he's got a relationship with the kingdom. I was just informing him, knowing that even though it's from my boss, so I just send it like that.
This is another instance where you share with a civilian SAPS information, because this is SAPS information from your DNC to you, the subordinate. So this is yet another case where you're sharing with a civilian SAPS information.
I think by the time Commissioner General Sibiya sent this to me, it was already on the public.
Yes, it may have been in the public. We don't know. I've asked you a simple question, or in fact, I'm making a statement, which is, this is another case where information that was shared with you by your superior to a subordinate, that subordinate being you, information that was shared in that relationship, you go and share it, you forward it to a civilian. That's simply it. And the answer is yes. There's no being clever about it, Witness F. The answer is yes. You shared that information that was communicated to you by your superior with a civilian. You may comment if you want to.
No comment on that, Commissioner?
Thank you, Mrs. Cheska.
Witness F, your relationship with Mswazi taxi boss, that's how he's described in your chats. What was your relationship with him?
Thank you, Commissioner. I was raised by Mswazi when I was still in primary, up until I've matriculated. I was staying with him, Commissioner, up until grade 11. That is my relationship. I was looking up to him as a father. He looked up to me as a son. That is basically our relationship.
Just tell me, is this how you saved him on your phone, Mswazi taxi boss? Is that how you saved him on your phone?
This is how he preferred to be called, big boss or taxi boss. This is how I saved him.
Yeah, I just find it strange that somebody who basically brought you up and whom you respected so much, you wouldn't refer to him as Ubaba or something more respectful, but you would instead refer to him as a taxi boss. I just find that unusual. Do you want to comment, or do you want to just leave it there?
I want to comment on that. When I was addressing him as Ubaba. Even on my phone, before I stored him as Ubaba, then he himself said, no, I'm not your father. I'm your big boss. Then I changed the way I said him there and there. Mswazi taxi boss, I showed him to him. Then he laughed. That is how and when I left it like that.
Was he your boss?
No, he was my father, not my boss.
You've just said now, he said you must stop referring to him as father because he's your big boss.
No. He said, when we address him, even though he's our father, he's the big boss. So this is how I said it, the way he preferred. That was 10 years back.
Thank you.
If we can go to a different meeting, it's a meeting that took place on the 14th of September 2024. And it starts at page 51 of the exhibit bundle. And there, on the morning of 14 September, you'll see that at 7:25 you receive a call from CAT Security. That's Mr. Matlala.
That's correct.
And then there's no contact between you until 11 minutes past 7 in the evening. But what happens before then, we have to go to page 245 to work out. Because at 2:45, at 10 past 7 in the evening on the same day, General Sibiya sends you a text, ask CAT to make a turn. And you respond at 11 minutes past 7 in the evening. I spoke to him earlier. He promised to come around 2000 hours. You recall those texts?
Yes, I do, Commissioner.
How frequent was it for Mr. Matlala and General Sibiya to meet?
I would not know exactly, but I would know that Mr. Matlala would send me messages. Vice versa, General Sibiya would send messages that tell CAT or CAT tell General Sibiya.
So when they wanted to meet, they would arrange the meeting through you? That's a question.
I can't say that. If they wanted to meet, they would meet through me.
But you said earlier that sometimes you got messages from Mr. Matlala, sometimes you got messages from General Sibiya, and I presume that you were referring to arranging meetings between the two of them.
I'm not sure if some communication was arranging meetings. I'm not sure about that.
But it's a relatively simple question, which is, I mean, did you or did you not arrange meetings for General Sibiya and Mr. Matlala?
No, I did not.
But on this occasion, you did. You spoke to CAT earlier, and he promised to come around 8 o'clock.
I'm not arranging. I'm just passing a message. You know, when you arrange, according to my understandings, General Sibiya are going to meet at, let's say, Mamelodi at 7 o'clock. CAT meet General Sibiya. So in this matter, it is when I just passed the message from this one to this one.
So maybe I wasn't clear with my question. So did you frequently pass messages between CAT, Mr. Matlala, and General Sibiya so that they could communicate with one another when they wanted to meet each other?
Not exactly. No, not exactly. Commissioners, maybe before you go any further, I'm asking for just a restroom. I'm so pressed.
The witness is asking for a rest break.
He's asking for a comfort break, as I understand.
Yes. Let's adjourn and resume at 16:15. Let's adjourn.